Capricorn, hello, Ali from Indigo Ascension. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time here, please do go ahead and check out the description box below where you're going to see links to my Facebook page as well as my Instagram and website address. Now, this is actually going to be a reading for the 1st to the 15th of July. If you've seen on the channel, I've only done 3 of the zodiacs for the first fortnight of the month. Now, technically, it is late, so what I'm going to be doing for the remainder of the zodiac readings to cover that first fortnight is do a reflective reading to see if the energies I'm picking up on are what might be correlating with the zodiacs that I am connecting into. I needed some downtime. So as many of you guys know on the channel and all my videos, I talk about a lot of the retrograde energies that are going on, the ecliptical influences, and whatever the case may be. Does the ascension journey ever get to a summit? Sure, for a little while. But then we all continue on and we all need to take that downtime and to go into temple, as it were. So this is going to be your reading to reflect the first 2 weeks of July. You'll also see the new fortnight reading come through shortly on the channel, as well as your monthly is already up. So please do go ahead and check that out. All right. What I energetically picked up on for a lot of the Capricorns that I'm connecting into with this reading, I see many of you sort of standing within a desert environment, okay? This is just an intuitive download information, image, whatever the case may be that you'd like to sort of correlate to your own path. So everything when it comes to intuitive messages are cryptic, no different to our dream state, okay? So here you are in this desert-like environment, Capricorn, and unlike your usual character traits for your sign, I was picking up a lot on the Capricorns that I'm connecting into, really not really focused on the luggage, the bags around you, okay? And that was primarily symbolic of responsibilities, outstanding tasks, healing issues, whatever the case may be. Take what resonates, leave the rest. It was almost like you were so focused on looking up towards the sky. You weren't really focused on the details of your environment. You're not focused on what's going on around you. And I'm not saying you're not connecting into your vital relationships, your important relationships, your important responsibilities, but the focus was not so much about completing everything on your to-do list, but more so about focusing on what next. I haven't got all the answers now for that. I'm happy to focus forward. I haven't got the solutions for that. I'm happy to focus forward, which felt quite foreign to me when I connect into Capricorn energy. You guys are very much the CEO of the zodiac. You're responsible, you're hardworking, you complete things through, you see things through to the end before beginning again. However, that's what I was picking up on. There was this deeper need within many of the Capricorns I'm connecting into for that first 2 weeks of July. Maybe in many ways you just wanted to make a start, regardless of what was left unfinished, okay? Take that however it resonates. If it's a healing, if it's something that in your life that you're trying to heal and come to terms with when it comes to your past or current challenges, when it comes to creative projects that had to be put on pause, your work opportunities at this stage in your life, whatever the case may be, Cappy, I'm focused very much on breaking the glass ceiling too, pushing outside of comfort zones, boundaries. So, but I was alone. Okay, I wasn't looking to anyone. I wasn't necessarily looking towards my past. I wasn't looking to abdicate responsibility or anything to that effect. I was more so just, I'm happy that everything is like it is. Well, I don't have to be happy. I can be just okay. I'm accepting is the energy that I want to portray. I'm accepting of everything being unfinished for now, but I want to focus. It's almost like in making that step forward, in making that new beginning, in opening that new door, Capricorn, perhaps organically some things do close off, or our focus of what we thought was important begins to fall away because we now see what we want to focus on. And I felt very much the Capricorns I'm connecting into were focused on that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is pull a soul card for you guys as an overall message to see what this might be about. And then I'm going to interpret the tarot, okay? Underneath all of this, Cappy, is the energy of trust. And it's so easy, isn't it, as an outsider to say, hey, just trust. It's quite another thing altogether. To connect to the freedom that trust brings, and that's what it's all about. many of the Capricorns in the vision I was getting, I was feeling this deeper desire to be free of what was around me, but I wasn't running away from that responsibility. I was more so, you know, it's almost like I was telling myself, if I just focus on the future, if I just focus on getting up or getting out of here, then naturally I'll have solutions come at me then, perhaps, for whatever it is that's around me. Maybe I'm connecting into many Capricorns that feel a little bit stuck, or were feeling quite stuck when it comes to those bags, those luggage items, those things that you've got outstanding. Maybe you found yourself in recent times in the energy of indecision and not knowing how best to proceed. So your recent solution would be to focus on the freedom of what is new, to focus on the new, to focus on what is to come. And in many ways, Cappies, you guys have just closed off a 2-year ecliptical cycle, okay? That is massive healing energy. You have a lot of planetary placements centered in your zodiac. There's a lot of heavy weight and responsibility that naturally comes with where you currently sit in the charts. And in many ways, maybe subconsciously and consciously, the pressure that you're so used to carrying in your day-to-day responsibilities with your family, with your business, with your life, whatever the case may be, in your relationships, maybe there was a part of you, thanks to the alignment of all of the planets, that was like, you know what, I don't have to keep pressuring myself. I can just choose to focus on forward. I can just choose to focus on freedom. I can just trust that it's okay not to have all the answers today, that I'm happy just to leave those bags there, because what's underneath all of that is a deeper desire for peace, okay? So maybe the month didn't start off with freedom, okay? Maybe it started off with indecision for this first 2 weeks of July, and you've recently connected into some energies that have given you a lot more clarity about the best way in which to proceed. And you know what, Cabby, sometimes the best thing is to accept we don't have to act, we don't have to decide, we don't have to make a choice today. We can just wait and trust that the energy will guide us, that our intuition will guide us, and that the answers and solutions will come. Okay, despite the fact that we're in this desert environment, like my vision was showing me, and it can seem stark, it can seem lifeless, it can seem alone. Okay, we can feel alone in that space of consciousness. However, there was a deeper push within each of the Capricorns I'm connecting into to break the glass ceiling, you know, to keep looking up, to look up to the sky for guidance. And maybe in some symbolic ways, many of the Cappies I'm connecting into are also wanting to connect more to etheric principles or higher guidance, okay, by looking up, as symbolized by looking up. All right, my loves, I do see here many Capricorns I'm connecting into are going through a time of karmic balancing, okay, that has required a lot of courage. Maybe you've gone through the timelines. Maybe you've really looked at the last 2 years in many ways. Maybe this kicked off last August for you. But August coming up is going to be significant. August and September to close off perhaps all of the courage lessons, all of the times that your strength was required, okay? So strength of spirit, strength of emotional mastery, strength of consciousness mastery, more importantly, to really balance karmic timelines, to separate yourself from anything that no longer aligns to who you are and where you see yourself wanting to go. This is a card of separation. It doesn't have to just practically mean separation, okay? This is a card of karmic balancing. This is like karma is in your favor here. There's as much as you may have been pushed in many ways in the last 2 years, and yes, I'm going to focus on the last 2 years because you've wrapped up a massive cycle, and it's all coming to a head in the last few months, and certainly as you closed off your ecliptical cycle recently, at the beginning of July, it has been about releasing your karmic baggage, and maybe that's what those bags were, having the courage to just let go, and not feeling tied to them, not feeling tied to these old ways in which we think we need to be responsible, the old ways in which we feel we need to navigate our path, or that's just not how things are done. Take it however it resonates. I'm connecting into many Capricorns that tapped into courage, yes, and more importantly in the first 2 weeks of July, as the binds release, as you choose to walk away from bags, as you separate from any energy that no longer resonates to where you are going, more importantly, you are going to feel this newfound sense of courage and strength within you, okay? And there's some massive resets to some solar plexus energy here. August and September are very relevant for this continued feeling of moving away from indecision into freedom, okay? In the past, I love how the tarot just confirms the story. So the vision I was picking up on, you were moving away, you were moving towards peace, you were choosing peace, you were choosing not to tangle in to the luggage, the bags, the false sense of responsibility, whatever the case may be, Capricorn, the unfinished, the uncertain, the not knowing. You are willing to move towards peace after perhaps being in choppy waters. Maybe June was quite hectic for many of you. Maybe there was a lot of healing stuff going on. Maybe there was a lot of pressure on your table. Maybe there was a lot of overthinking and a deeper desire just to experience the freedom that peace brings. Okay? It requires trust, and trust requires courage. All right, it's not an easy feat. It's, like I said, it's easy as an outsider to say, hey, you know, choose freedom, move away from indecision. But when we're in it, when it's us, when it's our emotions, our life, our thoughts, our challenges, it takes quite a feat. It takes something that almost feels like I'm prying open the jaws of a lion to let go of old things that no longer serve me, old thoughts, old beliefs, limiting things, or the ways in which I limit myself, Capricorn, so that I fundamentally cannot feel free, you know. Underneath all of this, you are walking away. You are walking away from any old emotions that no longer serve you or things of the past. You're just ready to walk. Like, I can't walk away any more than I do when I'm walking away with these two cards here. Okay, old thoughts. So the swords rule our thoughts, the cups rule our emotions. Old thoughts that no longer serve us, old emotions that we don't need to carry anymore. Those bags that I saw around you were symbolic of things no longer requiring my attention or my attachment. I don't even have to hold on to it with an arm. You know, as much as we can say we can move on in life, you know, months, years can go by. Energetically speaking, we are still connected. We are still connected to our failures. We're still connected to our pain. We're still connected to the betrayals that have happened in our life. But they shape our behaviors in the current and future in many ways. They make us not trust or not open up or not want to see the potential for ourselves in many ways, Cappy. When I see these cards with the karmic balancing, like a letting go, which took a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage from our mental capacities, our emotional bodies, to really let go of things that no longer serve us. Make no mistake, there's a karmic dropping here. Karmic dropping of your old self, old fears, old patterns, old realities, old cords that were still attached to you in your past in one way or another. I do see here in many ways, Capricorns, I'm connecting into what's above all of this is this head and heart decision, and it's also this energy of divine love, okay? Maybe you're choosing between two different realities, two people, two ways, two solutions, whatever the case may be, you know, to choose divine love, which is what the Lovers card represents, is a very courageous feat. It's very normal to remain stuck, like you haven't got it here, but your card in the tarot is the Devil card. There's nothing wrong with that. It does speak a very wise and deep and old truth about the nature in which we connect to each other and the way in which we connect to self. We can very easily fall into shadow paradigms because of the pressure we put on ourselves, because of the old rules, old ways we've been told to live, love, not trust until someone has proven their trust, whatever the case may be. And that same energy is transferred to the way in which we do not trust the best outcome in many ways, that we make provisions, we make decisions and choices in this protection mode because we perceive we are stuck on some level, which is what the Devil card represents. The Lovers card is quite a high vibrational energy of connection, but that is not stuck. They're not tied to each other. They choose to be there. In every moment, Capricorn, we have a choice, whether it's in love, whether it's in our business, whether it's in our career, you know, maintaining a sense of feeling stuck to old ways in which we have to do things, whatever the case may be. Everything is a choice, and many Capricorns I'm connecting into have some beautiful clarity towards the second week of July, okay? Like I said, maybe you closed off June quite indecisive, quite stuck, still processing a lot of this old stuff as it was coming up, all right? But with that full moon lunar eclipse in your sign, you guys, it was almost like the final release. Maybe many Capricorns were snappy, maybe many Capricorns were emotionally releasing or feeling this stagnancy, okay? But like I saw in my vision, it was this choice to keep looking up, look at the sky, to look outside of self, to look away from the bags that you keep carrying around in one way or another, Capricorn. And it was the light of the sun that you wanted to look up to. You know, you wanted to turn your face to the sky, to the sun. You wanted some clarity and clearing and healing more than anything. You wanted to feel free, no different to how this individual feels free riding the way they do. All right, influential situations, the 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment, family, home and hearth. Maybe this is a love reading. Maybe this is to do with your family, okay? Maybe this is to do with everything in your life that you love and getting rid of anything that no longer feels like it aligns to what emotionally fulfills you. Relationships, responsibilities, your routine, whatever the case may be. This was closing off a massive 2.5-year cycle for you guys with a very big focus on what emotionally fulfills you based on the clarity and clear understanding of your past and what it has taught you. You guys ruled the South Node, Cappy. It was about getting raw, getting real, and getting intimate with the purpose of the why. And many Capricorns I was connecting into in my vision had reached a level of acceptance that I don't have to have all the answers. I don't have to keep punishing myself. I don't have to keep running it around in my head why things didn't work out the way they did, or why didn't I get that, or whatever the case may be. There was this deeper desire to turn and face towards the sun, to look up, to look ahead, and focus on this commitment towards emotional fulfillment in the here and now, regardless if this didn't happen for me in one way or another in the past. Maybe many Capricorns are welcoming the addition of a new family member, a refresh in their relationships, okay? Or the beginning of new ones, or meeting connections, soul family members even, guys, all right? There's a lot of union energy around for many of the zodiacs. Now, you finish your reading with 3 individuals, okay? The King of Wands, which I feel represents you and your desire, okay, to connect to what excites you. The Queen of Wands, which is a divine counterpart, and the Queen of Cups. Okay, so the Wands are ruled by Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. The Cups are ruled by Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is about connecting in to your fire body, your energy body, your passion body, your drive, your excitement and confidence. Maybe you had to do that by really connecting into what emotionally sustains you. That is the stronger message that I'm getting here. And I'm pretty sure that's come up in a couple of your readings that you might find on my channel as well, Capricorn. Okay, so this was your influencer, family, emotional fulfillment. What makes your heart sing and who makes your heart sing? What are you confident about? What are you not confident about? What are you wanting to build confidence, passion, and excitement in when it comes to that area of your life? How do you need to balance that in yourself by not only taking action, which is the masculine energy, but also intuiting and asking yourself, really going in, what makes me feel excited about life and emotional fulfillment? What makes me happy when it comes to family? What is it that I feel confident about inside? Okay, there's a divine counterpart here, guys. I'm very, very much passionate about the fact that union always has to happen within in one way or another before it can happen without. But I'm definitely connecting into many Capricorns that are experiencing an exciting refresh in an existing connection, okay? That emotionally fulfills you, identifying who and what emotionally fulfills you and how your emotions have been shaped and formed. What are you confident about that is now balanced? Maybe the final 2 weeks of July will lead you towards this energy. Maybe many Capricorns I'm connecting into at this time as we close off the first fortnight of July. You're leading yourself towards this energy where you're feeling more balanced within your confidence, within self, within path, within the choices you're making. Maybe you've made choices committed solely on emotional fulfillment. This job, this career, this path, this relationship, does it sustain me? Does it fuel me emotionally? If so, why so? And if not, what am I going to do about it? These were the questions perhaps many of you were facing in June and in the beginning of July as you desire to come to a balanced union within self about what gets your heart on fire. It's a big thing. How many of us can say, I wake up and every day and I love the fact that my life is the way it is because of the job I've got, because of the people I spend my time with? because of the energy that I come home to, because of the prospect I feel about my future. You know, this is that divine fire energy. It sparks the light within us to keep us going. What keeps you going, Capricorn, and who? You finish your reading with the Queen of Cups. This is about being centered and choosing to nurture anything that fuels your emotional satisfaction, okay? Like you've got the 10 of Cups here as your influence, and you finish your reading as the Queen of Cups. Maybe many Capricorns I'm connecting into are more comfortable in their emotional body. They're more comfortable in expressing their emotions. Maybe over the last 2 years, that's what all of this was about, was really connecting in to your emotions, to really identify that I don't have to be scared of them. I don't have to keep suppressing them. I don't have to keep kicking goals, rising up to the tops of mountains, whatever the case may be. That if I'm not excited about life, I'm not passionate about my life, it's probably because I haven't felt for a very long time. You know, our society teaches us to suppress our emotions, Cappy. Our society teaches us to be practical, to remain in the thoughts. Like you've come out of this energy of the thoughts. And you're moving into this divine love, this clarity, this passion, this emotional fulfillment. There's an old way in which perhaps you connected to your emotions, and perhaps that's what was let go of. The old relationship you had with your understanding of your emotions and why we must keep it down. Maybe there's a lot of wisdom and clarity that many Capricorns I'm connecting into have gained when it comes to the value of the deep nourishment that comes to connecting with our emotions and to connecting in with those who nourish our emotions too. It's about sustaining the connections and the relationships that sustain us. All those goals and achievements are great and all, but at the end of the day, do we get to look back on our life, and do we remember them with deep satisfaction and reverence, or do we remember the love in our lives? Now I feel like crying. Maybe many Capricorns had found themselves not quite sure about how to accept love into their life, or how to offer their love, okay? And that can come down to anything. Maybe look back on your path. Maybe there's many Capricorns I'm connecting into that for this first 2 weeks of July, you've really looked at this emotional link between offers made to you and opportunities that emotionally stirred you, and you perhaps went the other way because it's more safer to come from the level of the mind. It's more safer. And it's this safety that I'm feeling, that I feel like I had to bust out of. Like it took some courage, it took strength to really get clarity and bust out of old karmic patterning here, okay? How have you tied the emotional body, your emotional experiences? So whether you tie that in with work projects, whether you tie that in with risk and reward, or whatever the case may be, how have you not accepted love into your life in one way or another, or been too scared to really accept it with a full heart? Because the Four of Cups is quite a different energy to the 10 of Cups. Maybe there's a beautiful new beginning for many Capricorns about the way in which I want to walk this path. The way I choose to either feel foolish when I'm connecting into my emotions. Maybe that fool is the one that is truly free. Look how free he is. He has no qualms about failure. He has no qualms about the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. He really is ready to embark. Free of the baggage. Look, now I've got goosebumps. Free of the baggage of the past. Ready to start a whole new chapter. The King, you've got two divine counterparts. Wow. Capricorn. The King and Queen of Wands. I'm covered in goosebumps. The King and Queen of Wands. And the King and Queen of Cups. Again, the masculine energy is about acting. The feminine energy is about intuiting, okay? I'm covered in goosebumps. There's a spiritual blessing here, guys. Wow. Stop it. Look what showed up. Okay. I could keep going. You've really gone to the center of wisdom and integrated losses, okay? Bear with me. There's been higher principles, not just about the last 2.5 years. I'm even going to say 5 years, maybe since Taurus season in many ways. Taurus season kicked off in April, okay? Maybe you're connecting into a Taurus. This is the Devil card that I was talking about earlier. Look how different this energy is compared to this energy. Holy goats, now watch this. I need to do this. Look at this. These guys, when passion, okay, can lead us to this, or our emotions can lead us to this. But make no mistake, our emotions can get quite toxic and uncomfortable that we're connecting in this energy. Same too with our passions. We can connect to divine passion and energy in this way, under this header. Look who they're being led by, see? Look who they're looking up to. When I look up, when I seek guidance, this is the energy that drives my intention, that drives my morals, my values, my choices. I look up and I'm seeking that, and that's what's going to propel me forward. I can look up and see that, Capricorn, or I can look up and see that. The 9 is the number of balance, and the difference between these two numbers is 9. Okay, 15 and 6. The difference between them is 9. 9 numerologically is a number of closure. You are coming to a close of a karmic cycle where you've integrated and developed a lot of higher wisdoms. You've integrated losses and the things that you had to walk away from. It is the situations where we don't get the answer to our whys that are the hardest to integrate. Why did that have to happen? Why did I make those choices? Why did they make those choices? What have I learned? You know, these are the deep, hard questions that you would have been, the last 2.5 years was very much about for you. You guys were leading the South Node on an ecliptical journey that is very much about making peace with your past, Capricorn. There's a beautiful, divinely led new beginning here. There's an offer here that wants to be made to you. There's an offer here you are ready to make. You are ready to commit to. A new path in business, a relationship, whatever the case may be. Aquarius season was significant, and that started in late January, okay? And it was about leading you to this healing. It was about leading you to this new beginning, a new way of doing everything. Watch what you can achieve between now and Aquarius season next year. This age of Aquarius is really trying to offer you this beautiful new energy to close off many old things, old stories, old ways in which you kept yourself blocked, the old ways in which you have pressured yourself to achieve, Capricorn. Make no mistake, there's some beautiful healing energy here. And I feel many of the Capricorns I'm connecting into have come to some sort of crescendo in their healing journeys. And the first 2 weeks of July has been, you know, Cancer season is, it falls in your opposite. It's your opposing energy. It's across the zodiac table from you. And it is designed to offer you a mirror in many ways. It offers you a mirror to your deeper truth, okay, about that which you were seeking all along. All right, my lovely Capricorns, I can't get any more divine than that in this reading. This is actually quite beautiful. If this resonates, please do leave a comment, like, share, let other empaths know where to find the channel. I'm going to finish this reading with a healing message from the Whispers of Healing Oracle deck for you guys. So that was your reading for the 1st to the 15th. Take that one. Of July. Your healing message is listen to your body. As always, being a physical sign, okay, you are an earth-ruled sign. You are very in contact with what your body is telling you, energetically, emotionally, when it is time to rest. Notice what it is saying. Card number 27, again, adds up to 9. There's an old way in which we ignore what our body is trying to tell us, okay? Metaphysically speaking, if we're coming down with colds and flus, you know, if we're coming down with sinus issues, whatever the case may be, it's repressed emotion, Capricorn. How do I feel? How does my body feel around certain people, around certain circumstances? What feels so heavy? Why do I need to rest? What needs to end? What needs to be put to a close? Listen to your body. It's trying to communicate something to you. See all that throat chakra energy? It's trying to communicate something to you about a new way in which to connect to your heart chakra space, a new way in which to love. It is time to allow love to support you in life. See how that heart chakra color is all the way down her back? It's a dragon. When we fly with the color of love, and we fly with the intention of love, all choices we make can never lead us astray. Okay? That's a beautiful reading, Cappy. I hope you got something out of that. Description box below, Instagram, and unique and only on Instagram are the quick reads, okay? So each weekend I post them for the week ahead for all of the zodiacs to give you an idea of what energy may or may not be crossing your path this week. So I've already posted them for the week, and I'll do that again this weekend for next week. Until next time, check out the channel for your other readings. Your fortnightly reading for the 16th to the 31st will be posted in the next few days. Your monthly is already up, Cappy. Take care. I hope you've had a beautiful first 2 weeks of July. It looks amazing. Very spiritually uplifting and affirming. See you next time.